just standing there looking at it straight in my eyes. It was a demon. It was possessed. But I met it face to face. So anyway, we have 8. In Tate, meditate, meditation. And then Sharon Tate and Charles Manson. So I've talked about this one before in the past on this channel, and on my other channel that I no longer have. I've talked about stuff like this. Now I have a lot of people telling me that this isn't going to work. You're going down the rabbit hole. It's not going to work. It's like, well, you guys are okay. And now I get people who are mad at me, and then they tell me that they'll tell me that I shouldn't be going down a rabbit hole. And then I've done the same thing. I've stopped telling people what they can't do because I think you just do whatever you want to do on YouTube. I think that's the premise of YouTube, is for you to do whatever you want to do, because YouTube's what I keep hearing out of YouTube is it's a place for everyone. Even though most people don't think that it is right now. Now, we have heard that there has been interference on the internet. There's been interference in a slowdown. There's been interference in the networks. Congress said the other day, they said it's a concerted effort between the FBI, legacy media, and Silicon Valley. They said everybody's doing it. I don't know what they're going to do with that. They say everybody, they're calling it almost like a conspiracy, that people are conspiring together to do it. And the government's involved, Silicon Valley is involved, and the legacy media networks are involved. That's what they're saying, that all of them are involved in doing it together. Now, it could just mean, what it could mean is that there's not one source or entity that they can identify for who is doing it. Or, so, but in the meantime, YouTube has pulled, when they had Adpocalypse, you have Pewdiepie to thank for that. Pewdiepie of Disney to thank for the rest of us losing our revenue on the internet, because he made it a shitty environment for everybody else. I don't know why YouTube just doesn't get rid of Pewdiepie. Now, I know they used to have this guy called Leafy is here, and then they got rid of Leafy. That was a few years ago. They ran Leafy for a while, and then they got rid of him. But yet they just keep some of those content creators, they keep them around like a bad disease, like a pandemic disease of content creators. I mean, that's how horrific a lot of them are. They're very arrogant too, because they're part of the SEO stuff. And so this is what they do. When their content is no longer working, that means the trends have changed. That means the tides of time has changed, and that people are mixing YouTube up a little bit differently than what has been done in the past. So the search engine optimization people don't like it. Now, there was she's not a former YouTuber, she's still a very big YouTuber. They asked her about self-help, and she said she doesn't like it. She doesn't like self-help related to the self-help videos, and she said there's a whole bunch of them that people are doing. So YouTubers recognize this. When we see all the junk that comes up all the time towards us, so if we just type in, say we're looking for one thing related to something, and you put in self-help, well, what in the world is self-help? You could be, the United States military used to have a self-help store. That's what it was called, was the I just remembered that. Like when I was a military spouse, they had a self-help store. And we would go get grass seed and paint, and there was a lot of things we could get. There was a time limit. We had a time limit on it though. We couldn't just get paint, and like we might get 1 or 2 gallons of paint to paint up the wall or something. If we had a mess of some sort, we could paint up the wall ourselves. We could get grass seed. So the grass seed we could get, like, I think it was every couple of months or so. I mean, it wasn't, we couldn't just go get it once a week. We had to wait a period of time before we could get things. I just